the valedictorians. The valedictorian is chosen by their fellow classmates. The speech is a farewell statement to try to catch the memories and feelings of the whole class. This year, the grade 8 students elected 2 of their peers to speak on their behalf. 2006-2007 Morning Glories valedictorians are Shannon O'Brien and Zach Rose.
Good evening, parents, grandparents, brothers, sisters, neighbors, teachers, and family friends. Welcome to the Grade 8 graduation ceremony of 2006-2007. My name is Zach Rose.
And my name is Shannon O'Brien. We were chosen to represent our wonderful graduating class. Overall, we are a pretty great group of students. Although some of us can be troublemakers, others are perfect angels.
Like me. Today we are here to tell you a little bit about our years at Morning Glory and what we look forward to in high school.
First up was kindergarten, the dawn of school. This was the grade that would make or break our academic careers. On the first day, we wondered what school would be like, although some of us were expressing it in different ways. Some of us were crying and clinging to our guardian's sides. Others were oblivious to all that was around us. And others were already making their way over to eat the styrofoam block sandwiches and glue. And you can bet that most of us were already moseying around with wet pants. But after all that, we can still remember our kindergarten teachers, Miss Heffenstahl, Mrs. McHugh, and Miss Stewart.
In grade 1, we both had Mrs. Copeland as our teacher. The thing that we remember the most was counting to 1,000. Day after day, we'd count as much as we could before our fingers were blistered and our wrists oh so sore. And a book of dreaded numbers just to get a sticker in the end.
My memory is a bit fuzzy, but I think I received my sticker before you, Zach.
Yeah, very funny.
The other grade 1 teachers were Miss Doshell and Miss Mitchell. They always entertained us by singing a song or having us enjoy numerous amounts of stories on the carpet. Mr. Ence's class. We all remember the tall man with the beard, right? He would make cake for everybody in the class on their birthday. Yum, that was some good eating.
After eating all the cake, we were surprised that we could fit through the grade 2 class door, but we managed. Just when we thought that we were too old for a sandbox in the classroom, styrofoam block houses, and walking down the hallway with our fingers on our lips, came grade 2. Some of us spent most of our time on the carpet, others spent most of their time in time out.
Either way, we made it to grade 3 with a smile on our face as we entered the air-conditioned hall. We were very pleased. Mr. McHugh with all his famous stories, and Mrs. Lemaire with her piano-playing ways. We were always looking forward to the next day of school to see what kind of crazy stories or weird songs our teachers would come up with next.
Next up was grade 4. We were finally allowed to participate in school teams and track and field. Mr. Scruton and Miss Deming were our teachers. Mr. Scruton often reminded us of how he liked to ride his canoe when he was angry.
In grade 5, we had Miss Aldridge and Miss Sheard. Miss Aldridge was one of the funniest teachers that I personally had the privilege of teaching me. She was always there to solve our grade 5 drama, but she had a strange fascination with rubber chicken. And Miss Sheard, the environmentalist, always made sure we composted and put the recycling in the proper box. Fun times.
In grade 6, we were anticipating that the last year of junior would be a good one. The teachers, Miss Long and Mrs. Sims, were always there to guide us in the right direction, whether it was answering our questions or making sure we had completed our homework. Sometimes we were too hard to deal with, and our teachers coped with their anger by either smiling and raising their eyebrows,
or in Miss Sims' case, she would just simply reply, "Are you kidding me?" In grade 7, we wouldn't expect the same kind of mentality from Miss Harbottle or Mr. Grant. We did, however, have the privilege of entering the intermediate hall.
Actually, I was thinking of reconstructing that hall with my ancestor's secret trick. You see, back in the 1800s, my great-great-grandfather's cousin, twice removed, taught my great-great-grandfather this trick, and he continued to pass it down till it reached myself. And now I have a master.
You're acting a bit like Mr. Graham in the back.
Yeah. Yeah, you eventually pick it up after a while.
Well, Miss Harbottle was a funny teacher too. She always found a way to make us laugh, whether it was falling into the garbage can or snorting when she laughed.
And now after all this, we have come to the grade that we worked all this time for, grade 8. Our grade 8 year was jam-packed with many memories, and very much of unnecessary, not so great homework. Although after all that, it seems worth it to get to the point where we are at now.
At the beginning of grade 8, we were scared. I'm not going to lie. What would the work be like? Would our teachers be as mean as they looked? And was it true that we would have absolutely no life outside of schoolwork? Now it's near the ending of grade 8.
1.5 days to be exact. And we have come to realize that we had no reason to be scared, for our teachers weren't as mean as they looked, they didn't give that much homework, and they most definitely gave a good laugh day after day. I think by now it's safe to say that this has been the best year at Morning Glory for us.
In grade 8, we had many different adventures. We traveled to Ottawa for our grad trip. There we visited many museums and the Parliament buildings. One memory from the trip was when Zach was voted the Prime Minister of our bus. He made it law that we were allowed to have free ice cream on the bus.
Sadly, my dream of free ice cream didn't come to reality, but I can always hope.
All these grades that we have been speaking to you about have been leading up to just one, grade 9.
Going into grade 9, we can expect many different changes. We get a bigger school, more people, harder work, and most importantly, with a Subway and KFC just down the road, we have a different environment and plenty more unhealthy food to choose from. Although leaving this wonderful school and teachers behind may be hard on all of us, we can just be happy and look forward to the wonderful school and teachers next year, not to mention all the great food and drinks that will be served to the cafeteria.
If you think about it, most of us have known each other for more than half of our lives. We were there for each other when we fell or scraped our knee, or when we were just having a bad day.
Although sometimes we might have caused the bad day or pushed you down to cause you to scrape your knee. But either way, we were all there for each other.
Those of you that have ever laughed with someone in our grade, or played a sport, or joined a club, or started a band, don't ever forget those times. The times that we've spent at Morning Glory are the times that we will hopefully remember forever. We will never forget the clubs we joined, or all the inside jokes, or the teachers, but we will try our best to forget the schoolwork.
Like our black and white theme states, everything in elementary school has either been black or right or wrong. But going into high school, we are introduced to so many more colors, so many different decisions. We can never forget the lessons we were taught here, because they will help us along the way in high school.
This year, we decorated our backboard with newspapers, and it got us to thinking. We thought that just like the newspapers, we are telling you a story of our lives so far, if only a few chapters. But we still have our rest of the school career to write the whole book, and we hope it has a really happy ending.
Thank you very much.
Another turning point, a fork stuck in the road. Time grabs you by the wrist, directs you where to go. So make the best of this test and don't ask why. It's not a question but a lesson learned in time. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life. So take the photographs and still frames in your mind. hanging on a shelf in good health and good time. Tattoos of memories and dead skin on trial. For what it's worth, it was worth all the while. It's something unpredictable, but in the end is right. I hope you had the time of your life.